Well, there are two things that the industry can do to make a difference, and the first one is fixing the image of the industry, because this image is putting people off applying for jobs and it's impacting the careers of those who are already in the industry. It's a straightforward problem to fix, and the good news is that work has already started. The second issue is about flexibility. Flexibility does exist in the industry, but they're just not talking about it. So talk about it more, promote these good examples, and importantly, address this issue of part-time work for portfolio manager roles. And lastly, if I can add one, is to make sure if you're an asset manager, please participate in the study for next year.
There are two things that I would highlight. The first is the commitment and active engagement of senior leaders through the CEO Advisory Council. And the fact that they're not only guiding the Diversity Project agenda, but are also taking its aims and objectives back to their own organisations. And we've seen that tonight with the 10-step action plan, which I think is fantastic. But I think equally as important, which I'm experiencing firsthand, is the collaboration amongst the Diversity Project members. I'm part of the HR workstream, and I have been amazed and delighted at how open people are to sharing their own experiences, their lessons learned, what's worked well in their organisations, and I think that really has helped us start to change things and start to do some grassroots works in our own teams.
The returners database, I think, is a game-changing recruitment initiative that will allow returners to gain access to the firms that are supporting the Diversity Project and allow those firms to look at a great pool of talent, a hidden pool of talent that can bring some great skills to the industry. And those individuals may have been out for an extended period of leave, sort of 1 year plus, either looking after family, young children, it could be looking after elderly parents, maybe they've just been made redundant or taken time out to study or travel. So bringing those people back into the industry, I think will make they'll have a great impact, and I think hopefully it's for the good of everyone. And it's the first time we've had anything like this, which we're all very excited about.
Why is this event so important for our industry? I think there's a whole bunch of things that we've tried to do over the last 10, 20, 30 years, and we haven't made a great job of it. We haven't promoted women into the roles they should be in. We haven't recruited enough people who don't look, frankly, like other people, like the rest of us, as it were. And we just haven't done the right thing. And now we're in a situation where we're trying to figure out how do we do the right thing in the financial services industry all the time, not just when it suits us. We had a global financial crisis, and ultimately, why did we have that? It was really because we had a group of what you might describe as self-aggrandizing alpha males who were intent on going for the next big paycheck. That was a real mistake. It didn't have to be that way. If we had some diversity, we probably could have avoided the whole thing. So this is a huge day, and it just allows us to come together and to think about how we can do things properly, how we can do things the right way.
I'm the founder of LGBT Rights, which is an initiative within the investment industry to profile and attract 1,000 more LGBT people into the sector within the next 5 years. So we're delighted to be supporting the Diversity Project with this initiative. I guess what we're really excited about is the fact that LGBT within the sector at the moment doesn't really exist. And a lot of diversity and inclusion efforts have so far focused on gender, and that's if they've started the diversity journeys. Within LGBT Great, what we want to say is actually that we do believe that LGBT people are great. And we want to underpin that with global research, innovative case studies that are going to suggest the benefits that LGBT people can bring to the sector. So really we're looking to do two things. One, we're looking to sort of inform the sector, to bring in insights, best practice, lessons learned from outside of the sector. And secondly, we want to help the work of the Diversity Project to change the reputational image of the sector so the sector appeals to more LGBT people.
As with any situation that requires extensive change and transformation, it really needs the right tone from the top, from the CEO as well as the broader leadership team. And every CEO should have a really comprehensive strategy with regards to improving diversity in their firm. And this really needs to focus on establishing a genuinely inclusive culture and taking all steps necessary to do that. I think it's really important to focus on embedding values in the firm that really embrace diversity and change, It requires, I think, educating employees on the benefits of diversity in all respects to make better decisions, to engage more effectively with customers, and results in better customer outcomes and ultimately better long-term performance for the firm. I think all leaders in the organization should have diversity objectives and be partially compensated on making progress in improving diversity within the organization in their respective areas in particular. I think the need to measure diversity metrics on an ongoing basis and at a departmental level and a regional level, because the unique circumstances in each area, holding those leaders accountable, taking action when necessary, and being very transparent about that entire process. I think we should be as thoughtful and creative as possible in recruitment practices, especially in regards to recruiting graduates as well as people looking to return to the industry, to broaden the talent pool from which we can recruit. And then ultimately those people join the organization, ensuring that they're sufficiently supported with mentoring initiatives and sponsorship programs and just flexible working arrangements, again, for the entire organization, which will improve diversity across the firm. And I just want to emphasize how important it is to acknowledge, I guess, where we're at, be honest with ourselves about the current status with respect to this topic in our industry, really promote measurement and transparency within our respective firms, and ultimately set ambitious targets, because I think by taking these actions, it really focuses people's minds and attention and should result in more rapid progress in improving diversity in our industry.
I think we need the diversity project because all industries need to ensure that they have a diverse group of people coming into the industry to make sure that they meet the needs of clients, come up with creative solutions and so on. And no one firm can really address that on their own.
The investment industry as a whole requires a lot of qualifications and skills, is what I initially thought joining the industry. But as I entered through Investment 2020, you're pushed to be promoted as people emphasise the skills within you that you're able to bring, not just the experience and qualifications that you can bring as well. Although that it may be important, it's about your aspirations and what you're determined to do to change this industry and create it diverse.